Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of X Malice on Kageyuki Shiraishi's route. In the last episode, we got all the backstory behind Shion and Suzune here, but Shiraishi is trying to get a motive out of them about Takeuchi, why they didn't kill her, which I kept thinking was coming, but I don't know. At this point, maybe not. Well, anyway, let's see what happens. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
If you think I'm lying, I'll personally lead you to one of the escape routes. You both can leave Shinjuku from there.
Please, wait a moment. I can't allow you to do that.
Allow me? You say the strangest things. What I do has nothing to do with you.
What he says was unbelievable, but Shiraishi did have the power to force this through. Takeuchi asked us to take care of them, so I can't.
Yes, that. She asked us to help them, right? I think that letting them escape Shinjuku would definitely fall under that interpretation.
I don't think you can assume that.
She even went through the trouble of turning herself in. I didn't say it then, but the reason she asked for you is because you let your emotions get the better of you, and you'd let them go.
Shiraishi, is that what you were thinking?
Yes. Well, as a police officer, I'd like to have criminals be caught, so I don't mind if it's her.
Are you serious?
How can you say that? I don't believe you. Why are you reprimanding me? I'm trying to help you escape here. No one asked for that. Where?
Shion began to speak, but quickly shut his mouth.
As someone that was asked to help you, it wouldn't be right to cast me aside, don't you think? After you escape the city, you're free. Oh, that's right. I actually have quite a bit of power among the police. Even if it's forceful, I have ways to definitely take Takeuchi up as the perpetrator.
Should I... Stop it! Suzune interrupts my interruption and approaches Shiraishi. Auntie Takeuchi isn't at fault. We did this ourselves. If the two of us die, Auntie won't have to suffer anymore. We'll all be released. Huh? What does she mean?
I see. Seems like I had a misunderstanding.
Also noticing that something was out of place, Shiraishi turned to me. What they did was not to avenge their parents. It was to avenge their parents and Takeuchi. The revenge for the three?
The reason why they didn't kill Takeuchi wasn't because they saw their mother in her, or that they let her go out of pity. It was for her sake in the first place. The reason they committed the murders, I mean. That's enough. You purposely let us on. I just wanted to know the truth. I can't allow there to be even a little lie.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. If you didn't say it, I probably would've. In other words, the plan was to kill those three and then to commit suicide. Yeah, we were supposed to have died right after killing Yoshitani in October.
But we couldn't. Auntie came right after, and she asked us if we had anything to do with the incident.
It would have been easy if she was someone we could lie to. But she had cared for us like a parent the whole time. So we admitted that we were part of it. We would have been fine if Auntie had just told the police about it.
But Takeuchi didn't tell the police.
Not only that, she started saying she'd take care of things if the police suspected us.
We wanted to give her peace of mind, but we just ended up cornering her more. If we died now, Auntie will think it's her fault. That's why we can't die now.
As proof of getting revenge for our parents, we left the dolls behind when we killed Yoshitani, so we couldn't get away with it. But no one found Yoshitani's body, so the investigation never led to you. But in exchange...
Because Takeuchi cared so much for you, it made her genuinely afraid.
In addition to her guilt of being unable to help Uno, she would think it was her fault that Uno's children committed crimes.
Knowing the facts about the murderers and hiding it would be obstruction of justice, but... Considering what was on Takeuchi's mind, I could understand her pain. So what I think is...
If she has to live the rest of her life with a guilty conscience, you may as well end it. Someone just needed an opportunity. That's what I thought. If Auntie just forgot about Mom and lived freely like the rest of them, we would have killed her the same way.
But we can't kill Auntie. She gave us presents on our birthday. She celebrated the day we were born with us. She was the only person in the entire world that needed us.
She's stupid for turning herself in to protect us. That's like...
Shion bit his lip and became quiet. But I thought I knew what he wanted to say. It's like they're real family. A single person can change you. Just by having someone need you, the thought about how you were irreplaceable to that person. Even if you knew they're criminals, they were able to hold on to a shred of humanity because of Takeuchi's existence. Takeuchi doesn't know that this is what you think, does she?
Oh, I can't tell her that now.
That's not true. What better time is there to face each other honestly? No one knows what will happen in the future. You might never speak to each other again. It's too late if you realize it once they're gone. You avoided telling Takeuchi what's in your heart and what you really feel. Won't you regret it if everything ends without you doing anything? The two of them hesitated to give an answer about what they wanted to do. Shiraishi nonchalantly spoke to the two wavering children.
Oh, I forgot to mention this, but neither of us are investigators.
Huh?
You started a gunfight all of a sudden, so I didn't have the chance to say anything. So, pleased to meet you. I'm Kageyuki Shiraishi of Forensics, and this one here is...
I'm Ichika Hoshino of the Special Regions Crime Prevention Office. Why are we doing introductions now?
There. Even after hearing about the special what's-it, I guess you don't know what that means. I've never heard of it.
Yeah. It's a new department, so not a lot of people know about it.
Oh, just assume my job has mostly to do with crime research. As for her... Simply put, she basically does a lot of complaint processing, like a counselor.
Yes.
In other words, her job is mainly dealing with people's stress. There's no exceptions, right?
After he said that, I finally realized what Shiraishi's intentions were. Yes, it's my job to listen to the citizens no matter what they want to talk about.
Meaning, she'll still be here to listen to you too.
Huh? But we're... That's my job, so I'll do anything I can to help.
I have no intention of getting in your way, so feel free to do what you want.
Then, I want to know what Auntie's thinking. Huh? Can you do that? I'll try.
I don't trust you yet. I don't trust me either.
I don't understand, there's no way we can not arrest them, right? Because they've confessed to murder. So are we just taken to the station so they can talk to Takeuchi? And, Shiraishi knows that they'll confess once they talk to her because they don't want her being arrested for what they did? Is that what the plan is? I'm alright with that for now. Please, come to the station with me. Shiraishi contacted Morioka. He arranged for them to have a place where they could speak with Takeuchi. They probably won't like it. Even though I had investigators at my side, bringing these two to the audio room was frowned upon. If it wasn't for Shiraishi dealing with the higher-ups, they would never have allowed this. Sorry, my voice is probably going to be wavering for a minute because my mother just walked through the room with some chlorine, and she dropped a bit of it, so it's kind of like hanging in the air. I knew full well that this overstepped my SRCPO bounds, and it also did so as a police officer. Even so, I wanted to believe that this was the best way to resolve the incident. Excuse me. Upon entering the room, Takeuchi turned pale and stood up when she saw the two. You two, why are you here?
We wanted to talk with you. If we went away, we thought you wouldn't have to feel guilty anymore. So why do you do this?
Takeuchi looked down, then asked, At first, I spoke with you two out of guilt over Yurine. But after years passed, a different feeling started to grow inside of me. When she lifted her face, she looked straight at Shion and Suzune and smiled. I felt love for you, and I wanted to protect you. I wanted to tell everyone who looked down on you as murderers' children that you're not like that. But if I knew things would end like this, I shouldn't have told you.
Well, that's not true.
We didn't understand why our mother turned out the way she did. We always thought we were the problem. But we couldn't figure out the answer. But that wasn't it. We were relieved when we found out the truth.
It's not that our mother didn't need us. We felt that our existence was finally validated. But we didn't hate you for it. To be honest, we felt gratitude toward you.
So that's how you felt. Auntie, you shouldn't be in here.
Yes, we need to be the ones to atone for our crimes. You suffered long enough for us. You don't need to shoulder it anymore.
Thank you, but I can't do that.
Why not?
Because you are also my children. It's the parent's duty to atone alongside her children if they stray from the right path. Parent?
What, are you stupid? You'd be much happier if you just cut your ties with us.
The two of them looked down and bit their lips. Seeing them when they were on the verge of tears made them finally look their age. It felt like they'd finally found a place where they could belong. I went outside and bowed to Morioka, who was on standby. I'm sorry for asking this of you.
It's fine. My superiors did tell us to try and capture the suspects alive.
Because there's a need to interrogate them about the X-Day incidents.
That's part of it. But their siblings are minors and regular citizens and were taken advantage of by Adonis. As long as they've committed murder, they can't plead extenuating circumstances. But to be honest, it's not hard to sympathize. That's why we didn't want them to commit suicide before we gave them a chance to rehabilitate.
Morioka.
But I wonder if we can get any useful information on Adonis from those two.
Yeah, Adonis has been pretty tight-lipped with their associates. Shion, Suzune. Before they went in, we searched them to make sure they weren't hiding anything, and they were both handcuffed. It was doubtful they would do anything to her in the situation, but... Takeuchi, why? The first thing I saw when I jumped into the room was Shion and Suzune on the floor. What happened? I don't know. Both of them held their heads and collapsed.
They both still have pulses.
Morioka got down and checked their breaths before standing up again. Oh, this is like what happened with Bunny Girl in Mineo's route, isn't it? They're not going to have any memory of this.
As expected.
What do you mean?
I'll explain later. We need to get them to the hospital. Takeuchi, we'll keep you under observation for the time being.
Yes. Morioka.
Hoshino, you go to your post.
Yes, sir. I guess that means back to my department. I exited the room in painful reluctance and turned my back to the door. I'm so helpless. It's frustrating and mortifying. When I turned around, I saw the two of them being taken out on stretchers. I watched, paralyzed. I couldn't move at all. December 19th, 7:21 p.m. Before I'd noticed, it was already sundown. I got up to the roof and looked up at the sky. In the end, I was so useless. It's not the end yet. One of the X-Day cases had been solved. We also stopped the suicide of the perpetrators. Learning of the perpetrator's circumstances and bringing them to Takeuchi also helped to mend their hearts. I really like the story of this crime. I mean, like, the involvements of everything. It was so much better than Mineo's because it was like, it had much more twists and turns. It was much more interesting investigatively. And though we still didn't really get into the inner workings of Adonis yet, it's still pretty cool. But Adonis still roams free. I wondered how Shion and Suzune were doing. I caught the obviously busy Morioka and managed to get some information from him. There, I learned some shocking facts. Oh boy. The perpetrators of the October X-Day incidents, Shion Uno and Suzune Uno, received examinations at the hospital. Though their lives weren't in danger, they'd both experienced memory loss. It wasn't a temporary memory loss due to shock, but it seemed their memories were erased. All of their memories from the point at which they had been contacted by Adonis had been completely wiped out. Meaning, any memory that may have been disadvantageous to Adonis had been purposely erased by some unknown method. As far as I know, something that is completely totally impossible to do in this day and age so far. Investigations HQ seemed to have been expecting this. As it turned out, all of the perpetrators of the X-Day incidents all suffered from the same condition once they had been taken into custody. One of the suspects, Manabu Soda, was examined, and a microchip was discovered in his body. That chip seemed to be used as a messaging device, and was also assumed to be the cause of their memory manipulation. So instead of collars, they had microchips. In the end, even after the perpetrators were arrested and the incident solved, the police are no closer to learning about Adonis. That was the current situation. Can you let Sasazaka look at the microchips? When Shion and Suzune collapsed, Morioka wasn't surprised at all. Unless they analyzed what was inside the chip, we couldn't get anything. Analyze the chip! Shion and Suzune were influenced by Adonis, and their desire for revenge was exploited. But the crimes they committed must be punished. I was filled with grim feelings. September-October update added to materials. My thoughts were still hazy as I headed to the SRCPO office.
Hey, it's the hero, Mochida.
Huh? Saiki?
I heard, Hoshino. You caught the perp.
Oh, well, it's more like...
No need to be modest. I didn't think that Hoshino would capture a perpetrator of an X-Day case. As your colleague, I'm proud of you. It makes me want to work harder.
The praises passed through me without effect. After this incident, though it was still foggy, I was starting to see the form of Adonis's justice. Adonis is trying to judge the evil that the law doesn't. So, a sort of vigilante justice in a way. But to Shion and Suzune, they viewed it as redemption. Considering that, could what Adonis is doing be absolutely called evil? Whatever the case, a crime is still a crime. It can't be justified. Though my desire to bring Adonis to justice was wavering a bit now. That's not possible.
They did say you would come to see their way.
I looked at my desk and noticed a cell phone strap with a black cat on it. What? How did that get on mine? Isn't this Shiraishi's? Oh, what's going on here? No, don't tell me you disappeared. Shiraishi was together with me when we were taking Shion and Suzune to the station, but he disappeared immediately after. Shiraishi was the one who led them on so that they would go and meet Takeuchi. I took the strap in my hand and put it in my coat pocket. Mochida and Saiki, you both misunderstood one important thing. The reason why this incident was solved, it was because Shiraishi helped. If I were alone, I wouldn't have been able to bring those two to the station.
Uh-huh. He does have quite the accomplishments. Hey, isn't Shiraishi with you today?
He just disappeared somewhere. I think it's just his typical wandering. Mochida? Can I go look for Shiraishi?
Why are you even asking? You just got off duty, and you haven't rested. If you're still running around, maybe you're exhausted. You contributed to the rest of the perp, so you get tomorrow off.
Oh, but...
But in exchange, you're working the day after tomorrow, so get ready for that.
What if I don't want to exchange days? What kind of reward is that? As a reward, you can exchange one day for another. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Rest up.
Yeah, you too, Saiki. Shiraishi, you better not be gone. I headed to field operations support. I did tell you I'd track you down if you disappeared. I hope he didn't, but maybe he's already gone home. If he's left, it's beyond home. It's entirely possible with Shiraishi. Seriously, where did he go? I thought about what my actions had accomplished throughout this investigation. I didn't know how to express it, but I had this odd feeling in my chest. I only felt powerless, and I was losing my sense of direction. I want to meet up with Shiraishi and talk. As if I was keeping pace with my rushed emotions, I began to walk faster. Right when I ran up the stairs. Oh, thank God. I thought you were gone on me already. Oh, Shiraishi. I happened to meet Shiraishi coming down the steps.
You? What are you doing here? What happened to the kids?
They're at the hospital. After speaking with Takeuchi, they suddenly collapsed.
I see. So their memories were erased.
Yes, that's what I heard. So Shiraishi did know. Since he was a profiler, I'm sure that he and Investigations HQ often shared information and cooperated. Or maybe they didn't share that stuff with rookies. I suppose that's to be expected. Actually, where were you, Shiraishi?
Nowhere. I just thought it would be best to let you get the credit there.
You don't need to do stuff like that. The only way this was possible was thanks to your help, Shiraishi. What?
You solved an incident, and yet you still look unsatisfied.
Coming from someone who observed me, I guess you see right through me. I was prepared to face the truth, so I don't regret any of that. But I was just thinking, there might be people who want the justice that Adonis offers. I'm still certain that no matter what the reason may be, murder is still something that can never be justified.
But you touched the depths of the X-Day incidents directly, and your heart is wavering.
Yes.
I see.
Shiraishi frowned and went deep in thought for some reason. But soon he tapped his palm with a fist.
Got it. Come to my place.
Huh? I didn't know how his thought process could have led him to that course of action. Your actual home? Why all of a sudden?
Come on, leave it to me.
Shiraishi pulled my arm in an oddly enthusiastic manner. I guess I have to follow him. In the end, I found myself standing at the door of Shiraishi's place, the culmination of a long journey where he pulled me the entire way. Was it really that far?
Well then, I'll get things ready, so wait right there.
After arriving at his house, Shiraishi disappeared into the back.
This is big. Wait, this might be too big.
He's mumbling to himself, but I have no idea what he's doing. I've been dragged around by him all this time, so it wasn't like anything would surprise me now. I would not bet on that. Although, this was still Shiraishi, so there's a chance he'd do something completely abnormal. And while I thought it over and over, Shiraishi came back with something in his hands.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Here you go.
He handed me a navy blue sweatshirt, sweatpants, and a towel. What's this?
It's your change of clothes. It's a bit big, but it's better than it being small, right?
Change of clothes?
You can use anything you need in the bathroom. Go ahead and take a bath if you want.
Well, wait a second. Why would I be taking a bath at your place all of a sudden?
Huh? Isn't taking a bath the most effective way to relieve some fatigue?
I do think it's pretty effective, but...
Yeah, I know, right? So, just take it easy. I'll take care of the rest in the meantime.
But I still didn't say I'll take...
The bathroom is that way. The toilet's next to it.
He's not listening to me. Shiraishi went into the kitchen, and I was left alone in the room. I guess he just wants me to take a bath because it'll help me relax. Still, wouldn't you have someone take a bath at their own house? Even for Shiraishi, this didn't make much sense. He could have done this so many other ways. Why is he just gonna let you take a bath so you can have something to do while he sets up other things? He sounds like he's setting something up, right? Normally, I just refuse and go home. But it seems like Shiraishi thought it through his own way before bringing me here. I just accept his show of goodwill. Might as well. Go with the flow. While I was still feeling apprehensive, I headed to the bathroom. We didn't get to see a bathroom. 30 minutes later. This is really embarrassing. The sweats that I brought from Shiraishi were too big for me. Well, I would have expected that. As tall as he is. Even after I folded the sleeves, it was still baggy. I never really noticed it before, but Shiraishi is pretty fit. I pulled up the loose pants while thinking that to myself. Once I entered the bath, I pretty much immediately regretted it.
What?
What? Huh? I thought I heard Shiraishi's voice, so I headed to the kitchen.
Oh, I thought it looked easy, but it's pretty hard.
Is this the first time you've cooked? Shiraishi was standing in front of the stove, using a frying pan lid as a shield.
Oh, are you done? You could have relaxed a bit more.
What are you making?
It's no good. You should stay where you are.
He stopped me when I tried to get closer, so I reluctantly backed away. I glanced down and saw something resembling charred beignets, or beignets. What was that? I looked into the frying pan, and Shiraishi jumped in front of me again. Oh, don't embarrass the poor guy.
Just go wait on the sofa over there. Don't come into the kitchen, okay?
Alright. I get the feeling I shouldn't object, so I turn around.
Huh? Did you shrink?
You know you gave me your large sweats. I did not.
It could be because of the outfit. How do I put this? It's pretty cute.
Oh. With my sleeves drooping, I headed over to the sofa. Well, why did I take this cute comment at face value? He said it another time before, and he was just teasing me. I sat on the sofa and clasped my hands on my knees. I'm sure he doesn't mean those words the way a normal person would. Oh, you might be surprised. You never know with Shiraishi. I just decided to interpret it the same way I did everything else he said, and paid it no mind. But for some reason, my cheeks were still hot and I couldn't cool down. But Shiraishi is definitely acting strange. He was more open, and his tongue's not as sharp. His actions were also different too. I'm only nervous because he's acting strangely, and because the situation is just odd. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so bothered by it. And I think it's about to get weirder. While I was lost in thought, the sound of oil spattering and the smell of something burning returned me to my senses. The state of affairs in the kitchen started to worry me. I wonder what Shiraishi's making. Or trying to make. Actually, does he even know how to cook? I don't think so. I'm not sure he's going to come up with anything edible.
Thanks for waiting. I think it turned out alright.
Let me be the judge of that. While saying that, Shiraishi placed something on the table with a defeated look on his face. Aww. Rolled omelet? An object with burnt edges was placed in front of me. This is just too sweet. What I had thought were charred beignets before were actually his attempt at rolled omelets.
You said you liked rolled omelets before. I thought it'd help if you ate something you like.
Huh? This is for me?
But how did it end up like this? Just by me cooking it on the frying pan. This isn't edible. Oh well, I'll throw it out.
What are you doing? Don't!
Why? There's an extremely high probability that this will not taste good.
If you cut off the burnt parts, it's still edible.
It might be weird to hear this coming from me, but it's not worth eating.
That's not true. You tried your best to make this, Shiraishi. That in itself makes it worth eating. I can taste your love in it. I tear off the burnt parts with some chopsticks. See? It's perfectly edible.
Fine, fine. If you insist, go ahead.
Don't mind if I do. I take a bite. The sweet seasoning surprises me.
I tried adding sugar to get closer to the way you seasoned eggs. What do you think?
It's good. It makes me feel happy. Thank you. Lots of words came to mind, but I couldn't say them out loud. Say them!
Say something.
It could be because I felt timid right now, but emotions began to fill my heart.
What's the matter, Ichika? Did it taste so bad you're speechless?
Oh, say something, girl.
I told you didn't need to eat it. Man, I shouldn't do things I'm not used to.
Well, you gotta learn somehow.
I'll go buy you something in place of that.
Shiraishi. Because his attitude and words stick out as different, others aren't able to see it. I think you're a very kind person.
What's with you all of a sudden? Do you have a fever? I didn't put anything weird in the eggs.
At first, I didn't understand you. I honestly suspected you as an Adonis collaborator. But right now, I don't think that's true. I may not look like it, but I trust you.
Hmm?
I'm glad that I'm able to conduct investigations with you, Shiraishi.
I don't understand you. You're calling me kind all of a sudden. Knowing you, you don't have any ulterior motives. So that must mean you really mean it? Anyway, don't worry about me, at least for today. Do you feel better now?
No, not after you just said at least for today. That means I have to worry about you later. Yes, I do. It's thanks to your rolled omelets.
You're exaggerating. I wish I could have done something more considerate for you.
That was plenty considerate. You tried to cheer me up, and you put some thought into what you could do. So you invited me to your home, right?
Something like that. Is it unlike me to do so?
Yes, I thought you were acting weird, but it also cheered me up.
I see. This is all I can do right now. I thought I could do mostly anything. But with you, I'm fumbling with everything. It's really not like me, but...
He extended his arm to me and patted me on the head.
I want you to continue smiling. I never want to see you sad. Those kids today really got you twisted up. But in the end, you followed your own convictions. I don't have the same conviction as you. I would never feel pain for someone else.
I think you would for me.
That's why. I really don't understand your pain. And that makes me feel miserable.
His expression and words seemed frustrated. Even though he couldn't understand, he tried to. I could feel him putting in the effort, and that made me hurt. Shiraishi has changed. He was showing me his true self. He was opening up his heart to me. That simple fact made me so happy I wanted to cry.
You might get mad at me for treating you like a child, but you did well today. We're the only ones here right now. You can say whatever's on your mind. I'm not so fragile that your words can hurt me. I'll accept anything you throw at me.
The back of my eyes got warmer. I tried to suppress the trembling on my shoulders, but it was useless and tears began to fall. Being kind to me right now, it isn't fair.
Well, me being unfair to you isn't exactly something new.
His words were mean, but the fingers that wiped away my tears were kind. I realized that what I can do in relation to X Day is so minor. Adonis said they'd bring a rebirth of Japan. If that is their declaration to judge evil that escapes punishment by law, will we be able to stand up against someone who follows such principles? I know that we can't leave things as is. I know that I have to change. I was feeling frustrated. Expelling my feelings all at once seemed to lighten my heart a little. Alright, and we're gonna stop there, cause can't go on any further. Need to cough this chlorine out of my lungs, and plus somebody's walking around upstairs right now, totally ruining my audio. This is what I get for recording before everybody goes to bed. Alright, well, sorry for all that. I hope to see you in that next video or some of my other ones. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.